Hello Grand Archive players, let's answer a rules question. Player A controls a Tamer champion and a Plage Aumard with exactly 3 water cards in their graveyard. They also control an animal or beast ally. In this example, we'll use Horned Knight. They activate a water action card that would deal damage equal to that ally's life, or reduce its life by that amount, in this case 2. Let's use Tsunami of Nanyue without the shifting currents bonus in this example. What happens? When a card is activated, it moves onto the stack. As it resolves, it will perform its effects, in this case dealing 2 damage to Horned Knight. And as you may have guessed by the fact that we're asking this question in the first place, something interesting does happen here. The game does not check whether or not the damaged ally should actually die and be put into a graveyard until state-based checks, which don't happen quite yet. While something is still resolving on the stack, such as this Tsunami, the game will not perform these checks until after the stack item has resolved in full. This includes moving the activated card into its owner's graveyard as the last step of that process. Then the game performs state-based checks, which is the point where the game puts lethally damaged allies into the graveyard, among other things. On the other hand, static abilities such as that of Plage affect the game immediately. In this case, Plage has a condition which becomes met, and it provides animal and beast allies +1 life immediately upon there being 4 water cards in player A's graveyard. Thus, when state-based checks are next performed, the game sees that Horned Knight has +1 life for a total of 3 life, with 2 temporary damage, and does not die. Let's briefly look at a different example. Player A has a graveyard with 3 water cards and also controls a Horned Knight and a Plage Aumard. The Horned Knight is linked to a Covenant of Thorns controlled by player B. Player A's champion attacks player B's champion with a water attack card that would deal 2 damage. Essentially, this convoluted setup is to make player A hit their own animal ally with their own water attack. What happens? After combat damage is dealt, the result of combat is tallied in the end of combat step. The specific granular order of events in the end of combat step is as follows. State-based checks are performed, then combat rules are removed, then intents are moved into graveyards, then players get opportunity to respond to any triggers if there are any. Unfortunately for our Horned Knight, state-based checks pronounce him to be dead before the water attack card in the intent has a chance to be put into the graveyard. Unlike the previous example, he doesn't get the +1 life buff until after state-based checks are performed. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.